Let me introduce you to Louis. Louis was a marketing manager from Mexico, but working in Singapore. Really sharp thinker, great strategist, but in meetings, his English felt too serious. One day a teammate cracked a joke and Louis just smiled and said nothing. And later he told me, I understood it, but I didn't know how to respond in a fun way. So we decided to practice some witty, low-risk phrases. A week later, during a presentation, someone made a cheesy joke, and Louis replied, well, that's one way to look at it. And the whole room laughed. And he didn't even try to be funny. He just sounded clever. The moment changed how his team saw him. Not just smart, but sharp. So, what are these little magic phrases? Let's take a look. Witty phrases matter more than most people think. They're like the seasoning in a great dish. Just a pinch brings out the flavor. But if you use too much, it's overwhelming. If you get it just right, and suddenly your English will sound sharp and fluent and confident. The beauty of wit isn't about being a comedian or cracking jokes. It's about knowing when and how to say something that makes people smile and lean in. So we're going to talk about some 5 phrases that I'll share. They're perfect examples of how to sound smart without sounding scripted. They add some personality to your English. They help you to connect with people faster and leave a lasting impression, all without breaking a sweat. Here we go. Our first phrase is, well, that escalated quickly. I love this expression. When a conversation or situation takes an unexpected or dramatic turn, especially if it goes from calm to chaotic, from serious or exaggerated in just a few seconds. So it's a light, often humorous way to acknowledge that things got intense very fast without being judgmental or confrontational. So imagine that you're in the break room chatting with a colleague about the weather. And out of nowhere, they sigh and say, honestly, I'm thinking of quitting. I can't take this job anymore. You blink, surprised, and say with a chuckle, well, that escalated quickly. It doesn't dismiss their feelings, but it also brings a moment of levity or lightheartedness to shift in the mood. Okay? That way it's not too dark. A similar expression, you might say, well, oh, that took a turn. You can use that when a story or a comment moves in an unexpected or dark direction. We often use it in the same spirit as, well, that escalated quickly. So for example, if someone is telling a funny story that ends with someone getting fired, you might say, wow, that took a turn. So there's a bonus expression for you. Next up, that's one way to look at it. When do we use this? When you want to acknowledge someone's opinion without fully agreeing with them, especially if what they said is something unexpected or quirky or mildly controversial. It's a clever, non-confrontational way to disagree or show that you see things differently while still keeping the tone light and friendly. Now, imagine you're in a brainstorming session and someone says, we should put memes in our client reports. It'll make them even more fun. You pause and say, that's one way to look at it. Everyone chuckles. It softens your disagreement and keeps the mood positive without shutting down the conversation. Yeah, it's better than saying, well, that's a dumb idea. That would be rude. Another way you might say this, a similar expression, would be interesting perspective. It's another polite way to acknowledge an unusual idea without fully agreeing. You might use this in a more formal situation when you want to stay diplomatic. If you're in a meeting with the CEO or a high-level manager, that's when you would use that. I like this one. This is a good one. I see what you did there. This is perfect for moments when someone makes a pun, a clever reference, or a subtle joke, especially one that could fly over people's heads. This phrase shows that you caught the humor and appreciate their wit, even if it's a little bit cheesy. Like, picture this. You're reviewing a marketing slogan with your team, and someone jokingly adds, "Let's tackle about our next campaign." You grin and say, "Oh, I see what you did there." It's a playful way that you can join in on the fun without being over the top. So another way you could do this, if you want to say something similar, is you might say, "Oh, nice one." That way, it's a little more casual. It's a casual way to say, "Aha, I get your joke." If you don't want to laugh at it, maybe it's not that funny of a joke, and you just say, "Oh, nice one." You acknowledge their remark. It just keeps things on a friendly note. Well, let's jump on in. I love this one too. It's not rocket science. You'd use this when someone is making a simple task sound more difficult than it is. So this is a humorous way to say, "Hey, this is actually pretty easy." It's especially handy if you're helping someone and they're overthinking or feeling overwhelmed by the task. So, for example, you might say, "Oh, your teammate is stressed about formatting a document and says, 'I just can't figure out how to change the font size.'" You smile and say, "Relax. It's not rocket science. I'll walk you through it." So you're not mocking them. You're gently lowering the tension and reminding them that, hey, this is doable. A similar expression is piece of cake. This one also means something is easy, but in a more cheerful and positive way. You might say, "Oh, setting up the projector? Piece of cake." It just means it's easy. A similar one to almost exactly the same. It's not rocket science. You could say it's not brain surgery. Another very complicated thing. It's not brain surgery. Same thing. All right. Got to move it along. Okay, number 5 here. Join the club. Join the club. There's a very lighthearted way to say, "Me too." It works especially well when someone shares a complaint or a frustration or a confession that you completely relate to. It creates a sense of shared experience, like you're both in the same situation. So you might have a coworker who's groaning to you, "Oh, I've had 3 coffees and I'm still half asleep." So without missing a beat, you reply, "Join the club." It's not a solution, but it shows empathy and builds camaraderie through humor. Join the club. Yeah. It's so hard to learn a new language. Yeah. Join the club. Similar expression, you might say, "Tell me about it." Use this with a kind of sarcastic tone. "Tell me about it." This one also shows agreement with someone's struggle or problem. So if someone says, "Oh, these meetings are never ending," you might sigh and say, "Oh, tell me about it." That's a great way to build that team spirit, that camaraderie. So these are phrases that are friendly and flexible, super common. Use them in casual meetings, chats, or even messages, and you'll sound more natural and more confident and a whole lot more fun. And don't worry if it feels awkward at first. Every new phrase is like a new tool in your toolkit. The more you use them, the more second nature they become. Even sprinkling in just one of these witty expressions can instantly make your English feel more alive. So give it a try. Start small, have fun with it, and watch how people start reacting differently. You're not just learning English, you're mastering connection. Have fun with the English language. It's not meant to be a test every time you meet somebody. All right, so here's your challenge for today. Choose one of today's witty phrases and try to use it this week in a meeting or in a chat or even just in a text message, and tell me what happened. I love hearing your stories. And if this episode gave you a smile or a phrase to try, hit the like button and subscribe. You can read the full article at allaboutenglishmastery.com. The link is in the description. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter so you never miss a beat.